Alrighty, Game 5, NBA Finals. Lakers lead 3-1. They're wearing the black Mamba jerseys to close this one out. I've already made a move on the under 216.5. That's gone down a half point. It's now 216 at Bet365, so it's gone down a half point there. It did open at 217. I could have got a better number had I got in on it early. Lakers are sitting at -7, and the 7.5s have jumped on the board. It did open at 7.5, and I came very close to taking the Lakers at -7. Very, very close. But I held off at this point. I want to break this down with Dutch Boy Fresh. I want to talk pace. I want to talk KCP and AD. I want to talk it all. I want to break it all down, but I don't want to sit here and talk for 5 minutes and then hand it over to you. What are your first feelings? Have you made a bet? Game 5 NBA Finals.
Okay, so we're actually on the same page. It sounds like on this over/under because I locked in. I missed it as well though. I was lagging. I got the 216.5. I love the under in this game. With Bam on the court, it's been under every time. The only games went over was when Bam didn't play. Also, a couple things that I also think that will happen here is I'm not on the side with you as with the Heat. I'm on the Heat actually plus 7.5. I think they're a little more grittier than what I actually thought they were. I underestimated the Heat. I will say that. They're a very good team. Jimmy, he's got him playing tough, and to me, all the pressure is on the Lakers. They got the Black Mamba jerseys. I do believe they'll close it out tonight, but I have to take the points. Now, a couple things to back that up. Miami's 4-1 ATS in their last 5 versus the Lakers. They're 15-4 in the last 19 ATS overall. They're also 7-3 ATS off 2 days rest in their last 10. They're 9-4 in the playoffs as a dog ATS as well. So a lot of things lean Miami's way. And to me, it's simply just the fact that all the pressure is realistically on the Lakers. Even though it's 3-1, I feel like when you watch the interviews, when you see Jimmy talk, when you see Spo, and then you go watch LeBron and AD, it's just a different vibe. The pressure is definitely on the Lakers tonight.
I agree with that. This is a team, to me, a veteran team that I think can handle that. That's not any team with LeBron the way he is, right? There's another thing playing into this, I think, with the Lakers, and I think that these guys want out of the bubble. And let's get out of the bubble by winning the NBA championship. I think that would be a bit of a driving force here. I really think they want to win tonight. They want to win now. Yeah. Okay, well, let's break some other things down. Let's talk pace. So in the playoffs, and this is one of the reasons why I love your Bam angle, but one of the reasons why I wanted to move towards the under is pace in the playoffs. Heat 96.89, Lakers 97.95. The pace of the series is 95.13 possessions a game. The pace in Game 4 was down to 92 possessions a game. And I really think that with everything on the line and the Mamba jerseys on, I was really trying to break down what I thought would happen point total-wise because we had this extra day rest. And this extra day rest added a wrinkle to this total. So what do you think? How do you use the extra day's rest as an element in your capping today?
I just think they'll be a little bit more, fresh. I do believe, but simply it's playoff basketball, Jimmy. They should be ready to rock and roll. Miami is going to play defense. I feel like it's more on the Lakers if they're going to play the defense. If the Lakers show up and are locked in, like I believe they will, because I do believe they're going to win the game. I just have to take the 7.5 from what I've seen on the court. I just simply believe that the Lakers will slow it down and give AD the ball. I mean, just give it inside to AD. I don't understand why they like to shoot so many perimeter shots as well. But at the same time, Miami, with the 2 days rest, I think this is big for them. I think Bam is got extra. He's not even on the injury report from what I've seen today. I know Dragic is out, but I just think Miami really needed the extra day rest. So to me, this is even more of a big favor with the extra day to Miami. LeBron seems he's finally ready to go. AD, I don't really see anything really wrong with the Lakers injury-wise at all. They don't even look too banged up at all. So I think the extra day's rest is a big favor to Miami. And simply the under to me is just based off playoff basketball. I'm expecting them to go out there and play 110% the entire game. Not for one quarter, not for 2 quarters. They got the Mamba jerseys on. They should be locked in and ready to play D. And I know Miami's going to be ready to go. They're down 3-1. They're going to play some defense.
See, I took the extra day's rest as a huge benefit to AD. With his ankle, he's grimacing all over the place. And then you can look at it. So he's averaging 29.5 points in the series, but just 18.5 points over the last 2 games. I mean, he has not looked that good over the last 2 games. Now, he is shooting 61% from the floor, 54.5% from 3.
Hasn't missed a free throw. I mean, he's locked in.
Yeah, 17 for 17.
To me, he just doesn't get enough chances. I'm like, why the hell? I had the over prop with him last game. He just didn't look aggressive enough. Now, you're right. When I did say they didn't look too banged up, the name that popped in my head right when that came out, Jimmy, was AD, because that motherfucker's always banged up. So you're right. The extra day's rest will definitely help AD, but I think like LeBron, the rest are ready to go. To me, the extra day rest is a big favor to Miami. Jimmy needs the rest. I mean, those guys are out there playing tons of minutes.
Yeah, no, it's good. I think it will benefit both teams. Definitely. And I also think that unlike earlier in the bubble when there was 3 days rest, the team was practicing and playing. And I'm just guessing that I don't think that was happening here. I think it was a complete rest situation, which would lead me to believe that the first 6 minutes of the first quarter might be a little lower scoring, and then we'll have LeBron out because he leaves at about the 6.5-minute mark. So I was looking very closely at that first quarter, the total at 56. And then I started thinking about, when the Celtics and Heat were going at in the most important crunch time minutes, things slowed down. And we saw that in Game 4 with the 92 possessions a game. I expect that to happen here. So Billy Bloodbath on the under, Viper MB on the under, Dutch Boy Fresh on the under. I'm on the under, but a lot of cappers in the chat on the over. We got Trevino Sloan on the over, Tori Coker on the over, and says they will have to shoot better. If there's 92 possessions for each team, and they're going to have to shoot the lights out.
Right, exactly. They're slowing it down. They really are. It's playoff basketball. Like I mentioned, with Bam on the court, the overs hit every game. So I mean, obviously it was a stretch game 1 when Dragic went out as well. But the unders hit every single time with Bam on the court. Like I mentioned, with him on the court, they slowed down as well. It's better defense as well. With him out, it was a different story. So I definitely am comfortable with that under. I do even think it might go up, and I might even go back on it. I was thinking about waiting, but then when I seen the 216 come back on Willie, because I see a 216 most places here in Vegas, I went ahead and jumped on it. I don't see the 217 anywhere. So
Jin Rami's been on the Heat spread and the under the last 2 games. He's looking at the under if it gets back to 217. All right, let's move over to player props. Let's look at the Heat first. We had Butler going off for 22, 10, and 9 last game, just missing his second consecutive triple-double. Hero going 21 and 7. You've had a great read on Hero. Bam, 15 and 7. Let's take a look and see what we're dealing with. Have you made any player props as of yet?
I locked in one actually, and I love this one. It's super chalky, but I'm going LBJ. I got over 27.5 points. I'm not mad at the 48 as well with the total rebounds and assists, but he's going to get 28. Is Elias Sports LBJ. Now in closeout games, it's also 79%, 38 and 10 in closeout games. So it's 3-0 in the NBA Finals in closeout games, and he's also averaging 34, 12, and 9 in the 3 closeout games in the bubble. So he's getting it done when it matters. I do think he will win tonight with the Kobe jerseys. And I do love the over 27.5. And I believe the total rebounds and assist prop was at 48, I believe. Was that what you got there, Jimmy?
I'll pull it up right now, but there's been interesting market moves in the last 2 hours on the player props. Anthony Davis player prop is being hammered towards the under.
Yeah, he's just not getting. He's not looking aggressive. I like I said, I had it last game, and you mentioned the stats. He's shooting 61% from the field, 54% from three. Hasn't missed a free throw, but he's not looking aggressive. It's pretty much Caldwell Pope, LeBron James, someone setting him up to get a dunk, a layup. I haven't really seen him just kind of go to work, which is surprising to me. So maybe this extra day off is going to be real beneficial to him. Maybe he was lingering,
Trevino Sloan says, what do you think about the finals MVP battle? I'm sure LeBron and Anthony Davis will show out. I like the points and rebounds for both players. That's from Trevino Sloan. Who would you give the MVP to right now?
It's LeBron. It's not even a question to me.
Yeah, I agree. So the 28.5 point total on AD is now minus 145 to the under. And that move has been in the last hour and a half, 2 hours. And then LeBron over 27.5, there's been a 10-cent move, a 5-cent move to the over here at Bet365. So then we go to rebounds, points, rebounds, and assists. It's sitting at 47.5. 47.5. So
yeah,
I
would double down. That's easy money right there. Double down on LeBron. I like the points. I've already locked in the points. I believe it was 48.5 when I looked this morning on what I've seen. So I'm gonna have to look around. If I can get that 47.5, I like that a lot. I mean, he's averaging 54 total. I've been 55 total, and total with all three combined in the 3 closeout games in this bubble. So I mean,
Torrey Coker. Wow, this is a hot take. Torrey Coker's a hot take. I love Torrey. He says he thinks LeBron will retire if they win tonight, and Anthony Davis will opt out.
LeBron ain't going nowhere, bro.
LeBron wants to win 3 championships.
Yeah. AD want to ride that coattail. Come on, man.
I love Torrey. That's great.
They're one stub point guard away from doing it for 3 more years.
Prince of the City says LeBron ain't retiring. He wants to play with his son. Yeah, there's a Griffey Jr., Griffey Sr. happening for sure. Ron Walsek says LeBron knows how to rebound. We'll hit double digits. Hope it is at 9.5. Interesting point, Ron. Let's look at the rebounds here for LeBron. Rebounds. Where are we here?
He's getting 12 a game in the closeout. I think LeBron's going to kill every stat tonight.
It's at 9.5, Ron, but it's minus 160 to the over.
Yeah, they know it's coming.
And then we can go to just assists and rebounds. And for LeBron, that's 19.5, and it's juiced to the under. Do you find that interesting?
Say that one more time to me, Jimmy. I apologize.
The assists and rebounds for LeBron is at 19.5, juiced to the under heavily.
Yeah, I do actually find that interesting, but I do think that he's going to be super aggressive in this closeout game. So it kind of goes into what I was saying. I'm more in love with the points. Like I already bet it. I think he's literally going to get off tonight. Go to the hole. He's probably going to hit some threes. I see him playing big, and I think he'll have to because I don't think Miami's going to go quietly. And from what I've seen from AD, yeah, he has great numbers, but he's fading in that second half. Fourth quarter, preferably,
Birdie says that makes sense to him. He says that if AD's props or point props are sinking, LBG takes control. Lower assists, higher points. Sean Dozier was wondering what you got what did you get on the LBJ point prop?
I got 27.5 minus 110. And you can and I know Czar's out there. You can bet that at Willie Czar, because I know we be kind of tough on these props out here. So that's actually at Willie. I was able to lock that in there. They don't show us much love on the props here, Jimmy, as much as they do to you guys.
But they juice them heavy at Bet365.
Yeah, I do notice that. Yeah.
So that's they still.
Is that why I see all these parlay props? I'm like, what the hell is this?
They just juice them so heavy. Yeah. Okay, so if you had the chance right now to only make one bet, And now you've already answered it by the one you've made. But right now, let's say right now, because you weren't sure, you were getting 48.5. So if you got 47.5 points, rebounds, and assists for LBJ, or 27.5 points, what would you take?
I have to go with the points because that's my read. I have to. I'm not mad at either one. Like when you dropped to 47.5, made me want to bet it right now. So I like them both, Jimmy. Like I said, double down, bro. Get that money. But the 27.5's hitting. No sweat, Slat.
Oh, yeah.
You don't like it, Jimmy?
Oh no, I do like it. I just don't want to double. I don't want to take them both.
Okay, so what's your gut telling you? The points and rebounds and assists?
It's almost as if I'm simplifying things, or not simplifying things. That's not the right word. Being lazy, just feeling like don't. If you take points, rebounds, and assists, I'm sort of covered.
Yeah.
But I think that you're right. I think that I agree with your angle that SoCal Reseller says it's 28.5, 48.5 at all Vegas books. Trevino says 47.5 makes more sense to me. At this point, LeBron may have to take matters into his own hands. I mean, do you think that – look at this, Kentavious. Why would KCP be down to 10.5? I know it was at 9.5 earlier, but he's been beating that the whole time. The market is telling us that LeBron is going to lead the way points-wise, and the others are going to have worse games than they've been having. That's what the market's telling us. What do you think of this KCP prop?
It's super juice, though, right?
No, not at all. There's no juice. That's 20 cent each way juice. I bet you. So I bet this.
Yeah, my bad, Jimmy. I was looking at the 3-point prop. He's super juiced on the 3-point prop, I believe. That I was looking at. I like it. I mean, Wham pointed that out from the beginning. He's been good. He's actually been real good. He's been creating, like I mentioned earlier. He's been creating for AD too. He's attacking the rim. I like Caldwell Pope. I hate when I see Danny Green out there.
Yeah,
I'm not mad at 10.5 at all. I just don't want to sweat. I just know LeBron's gonna get it. So I don't. You know what I mean? I'm gonna bet LeBron and just keep it at that tonight. I'm not even going under Hero, under Butler. I'm doing none of that. I'm not mad at any of it, but LeBron's gonna get the money tonight. So I'm just gonna go ahead and sit back and take that.
Yeah.
I got cute last game with AD, and look what happened.
So let's give me another 45 seconds to put this together. Can you review all of your official action in this game, sides, totals, and props?
Yeah. Okay. So just also, I didn't lock in the first quarter, but I do like the Lakers first quarter, 3-1 in the series. -2.5 is what I seen before I got on the show. I haven't pulled the trigger on that, but I think that they're going to go ahead and come out and get that first quarter. But that's not official, but I do like that look. I locked in Miami +7.5 and also 216.5 to the under. And I really like that under a lot. I just believe no matter, as long as the Lakers show up, which I believe they will, the under will be good. And then I'm also on the 27.5 LeBron James points. And
just before we got C-Mac ready to roll here, and we're going to start with the big college game tonight. But what are your expectations of Jimmy Buckets tonight? His point prop is at 24.5.
24.5, yeah. I had under. Go ahead, sorry.
Just his points, rebounds, and assists is at 40.5.
Okay, yeah, I had under 26.5, 26 last game. That was the only prop I hit. Hero screwed me with that last 3. But I wouldn't bet against Butler tonight. I actually like the points, rebound, and assist because he just creates, and they really need him because Nunn is only out there for himself. He does not look to get anyone else better. So when you look at Miami, it's like, okay, Jimmy's got to create. He's got to make things happen. That's why sometimes you see him not really score that much or shoot because he knows he's got to get others involved because who the hell else is going to? So I would look more with the points, rebounds, and assists. Because simply Jimmy likes to get him involved, and that's part of his job on that team, especially with Dragic out. So I don't mind the 24.5, but I would probably actually look under 24.5 and go more points, rebound, total assists. What was the total on that again, Jimmy?
40.5.
Okay. I mean, so they're expecting him to do some things tonight, and I expect him to do it as well. So that's a little tough. Like I mentioned, Jimmy, that I just like LBJ tonight, man.
Yeah, and I had him on the under points in game one, and I cashed that. But that was only because they were so comfortably ahead.
Yeah.
He was playing great. So it wasn't like – it was bro. I don't know if it was a great bet. It was a winning bet, but just because – they were so far ahead. Okay, I'm going to roll with you. I think the market's telling us that LBJ is going to score tonight. Take it upon himself with the Mamba jersey to finish the job.
And so, one of the Duncan Robinson or the Crowder props will be good. I mean, I couldn't find one in Miami that I really wanted, but it was either out of them two, Crowder or Duncan, because one of them two will hit 2 or 3 threes. I know it. This game's going to be a competitive game, so one of them two will have to get off.
I love the way Crowder's played in this series.
Me too. I wanted to take him.
All right, over 27.5, tail of our man Dutch Boy Fresh. I'm already on the under 216.5, and I'm going to add the LBJ prop. Jose is in the Crowder rebounds prop. That's an interesting look as well. All righty, here we go. We're locked in for Game 5 of the NBA Finals. I mean, it's going to be extremely enjoyable. Just a quick aside, and I know we got to get C-Mac on here, but I remember Game 7, Lakers-Celtics in 2010. I remember it like it was yesterday, and it was because of some rough shit in my life. My best friend Erwin, we had to put him in palliative care that day. He wasn't going to make it through the weekend. He had stomach cancer, and we put him into palliative care. And my couple buddies came down, Rob and Dave, and we put him in, and then we wanted to go watch the end of Game 7. And so I had my Paul Pierce jersey in my bag, so I popped it on, and we went and we got into this bar, this sports bar. And we got in late. Like there was 7 minutes left in the game. The Lakers were, going to win the NBA championship. And we were so heavy, after putting our friend, knowing that he wasn't going to make it through the weekend, we were just heavy and we weren't talking. And the minutes were going down, and this gangster, he had like 15 guys with him. He had all these chains around his neck. He was a little guy, but big, a little in height, but fat, and chains. And he had this Kobe jersey on, and he got up and he was just doing this slow clap to all his boys, this slow clap like this. And there's just like kind of a quiet in the bar, and my friend Rob goes, "Nice tits, Kobe." And shit, it was bad. Like he pushed tables to get to Rob, and not to Rob's shirt. Like we had like some girls with us going, no, please don't hurt these guys. His friend just went into the hospital. He's dying. And then Rob's shirt's all ripped. The guy's like trying to get at Rob. All right, that's what 10 years ago, Game 7.
Yeah. So. I lost a lot of money in that series. I remember quite well too, Jimmy. I was on Celtics that series, so. Not the fondest memories for me, but no, it's a good tit story, that's for sure.
Thank you. Yeah, and that's if you ever want to get it, if you want to ever upset anybody, just call them the name on the back of the jersey after nice tits. Yeah. So that will
get them right.
That will get them every single time. Dutch Boy Fresh, thank you so much for everything here. Love tapping NBA Finals. It may not be the last time you're on the show. Who knows? I mean, for NBA. We know we're going to have you for NFL moving forward. May not be the last time we have you for NBA.
I mean, LBJ better not lose in them. I mean, I got the 7.5, so I'll take the win outright. But if LBJ loses in them black jerseys, man, and the Mamba jerseys, I don't know. He might not. That's what I'm telling you. The pressure's on him tonight, Jimmy. It's on him. That's why he's going to get about 35 plus.
They have to win.